Okay.
I think the way you just articulated it is right.
Watching those two scenes.
반갑습니다. 이승국입니다. 5월 19일 전 세계에서 최초로 공개되는 분노의 질주 더 얼티메이트의 개봉을 기념해 감사하게도 시리즈의 주연 배우 빈 디젤과 화상 인터뷰를 진행하게 되었습니다. 그러니까 지금부터 난생 처음 비대면 인터뷰를 진행하면서 버벅대는 이승국을 따뜻하게 맞이해준 빈 디젤과의 짧은 대화 구경하러 갑시다. 셋, 둘, 하나.
Pleasure to meet you.
It's great to see you. And it's my first time doing a Zoom interview, making you the first Hollywood star to see my room. Welcome.
What color is that in the background?
Pardon?
What color is that? Lime green?
It should be a yellowish, a kind of yellow back there.
My son just designed a car called the Dementor, and he used that very color.
I get the same color favor with your son. That's great. Okay. Talking about being the first guy. 20 years ago, when The Fast and the Furious came out, Dominic Toretto was a street racer and a guy who stole from trucks. And you were an actor who didn't believe in sequel movies. Now, Dominic Toretto is a husband, a father, and the leader of the team that protects the world with cars. And you are playing him for 8 times. So what does this franchise mean to you?
Everything.
Well, that explains a lot.
It means so much to me. First of all, it means the gratitude I feel is indescribable. To have the whole world adopt this franchise as their saga is such a blessing, and I'm so grateful for it. And it's what drives us to make each one better, to reach higher each time we make the movie. And it's what forces us to commit as much as we do to making each movie as special as it can be. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky that I have a studio that allows us to evolve our characters in real ways and dynamic ways. Who would have thought 20 years ago that the Dom character would be a father with a very interesting relationship with Letty?
That's true.
It's very, very fast. And the thing I love the most is, in this universe, it doesn't matter where you're from, when you sit at that table or that barbecue, you are family. And that is something that I'm really, 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 really proud of.
Wow. That is a great answer. Thank you for that. And talk about a family. When we first heard about F9's coming out, we were informed that there will be 3 more movies, including this one. And the saga of Dom's family might end there, meaning this very movie might be the beginning of a huge farewell. So, as lead actor and the producer of the franchise, how would you want your fans to approach this very movie?
I think the way you just articulated it is right. This is the prequel to the finale of this era of the mythology. This is something that was talked about 10 years ago with Pablo, that we envisioned that it would go this far, that the finale of this era of the mythology would be Fast 10. And I know the world is saying, we want this to keep going, but the Fast universe will never disappear. But the audience, the fans have been so incredibly loyal that they deserve the conclusion of this mythology.
사실 이 대답은 시리즈의 주연 배우이자 제작자로서 정말 멋진 철학을 말해준 건데요. 이때 채팅창으로 슬슬 끝내라 라는 메시지가 도착했거든요. 그래서 마음이 급해진 저는 그 당시 이 대답의 깊이를 바로 헤아리지 못했습니다. 더 충분히 리액션하지 못해서 미안합니다, 빈. 그럼 우린 다시 인터뷰로.
Wow. Okay, I only have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Because F9 is a fast movie, we know there will be cars and insane action sequences and the theme about family. What we still don't know is how persuasive the plot will be when it comes to Hans Return, the character who's been murdered during the saga. it must have been quite tricky to bring him back smoothly. How did you achieve that?
It's always tricky to link up all the different story points. In terms of the saga, of the mythology, after the first movie, Dom and Brian went separate ways. The time in between the first film and Tokyo Drift, Dom was in Mexico with his other brother, Han. Their brotherhood is almost 18 years, 19 years old. So in a film like this, where you were reflecting on a broken brotherhood, like that of Jacob and Dom, to counter that, you have another beautiful brotherhood that's always been right and never broken between Han and Dom. So the parallels, the contrast of that was necessary for this story.
Wow. That really explains a lot, because I watched the movie and enjoyed it. And I actually had one more question, but they're telling me to wrap things up. Can I just ask you the last question?
Sure.
Sorry. Okay.
네, 그래서 마지막 질문을 이제 할 건데요. 내용상 스포일러가 될 수도 있는 대화이기 때문에 중요 부분에 삐 소리가 몇 번 등장할 겁니다. 시청할 때 감안해 주시고요. 이 삐 처리된 부분의 내용이 어떤 건지 궁금하시다면 영화를 보러 가시면 되겠죠? 네, 그럼 저희는 다시 인터뷰로 돌아갑니다.
I watched it, enjoyed it, and there were two scenes that captured my heart the most. That was watching those two scenes. I could really feel the affection you guys have for the franchise and the fans, and also thought to myself, wow, these guys really know what would trigger for fans to come for the next movie. So, do you want to talk about those scenes without spoiling the movie, or is there any particular scene you want to talk about?
I love scenes. Personally, I light up whenever I see a scene that represents the Brian character. It always touches my heart, and when we're able to pull that off, it feels something that transcends movies. It's the best of life. So those are always going to pull on my heartstrings.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I almost cried. And thank you for making that. Thank you, Vin, and I hope the movie will do great in Korea. Thank you for your time.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
네, 그렇게 분노의 질주 더 얼티메이트의 개봉을 기념해 빈 디젤과 함께했던 비대면 인터뷰 잠시 만나보셨습니다. 영상이 마음에 드셨다면 구독하고 알람 설정해주시고 댓글 달아주시고 영상에 좋아요도 눌러주실 것을 믿으며 저는 천재이승국의 이승국이었고요. 다음번 다른 영상으로 돌아오도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다. 바이바이.